So currently we're at the start of a new week and we are very close. I think we're pretty close to having our template finished as far as what we're going to use for projects in the future, like the website, like the contracts. So things are coming along. We need to be able to connect our metadata, so the image and attributes for NFTs. But aside from that, it's really just figuring out how to link the site that we've built to a live domain and allowing people to access the project on the web. So now we're getting very close to that point where we're gonna really need to start collaborating because what I'm thinking is going to be the most strategic way to take advantage of the roll-ups that I mentioned, as well as the real estate, but specifically the roll-ups. My thought process is NFTs is already an extremely small niche. The number may have changed by now, but a few months ago there was only about 500,000 people in the United States who owned an NFT. So, trying to focus down for a niche within a niche is relatively difficult. Now, the nice thing is given the NFT projects themselves are going to have value derived in the fact that they are meant to make the owner money, everybody should be interested in them. But as far as marketing, people can only be interested in what they know. So my thought process is it's going to be smart to partner with educators in the crypto space, people who are, either identifying projects that are strong based on use case, teaching people about Ethereum, teaching people about crypto, smart contracts, people who are credible in the space. And we would partner with them to launch the projects and raise the capital. And then through my own connections, I would be deploying that capital to people who can flip it or grow it to something that is producing substantially more revenue. I've got, like I've mentioned, friends in the construction space. I've got friends in the franchise space. And, when it comes to roll-ups, even the best businesses are essential services that are based around reoccurring revenue. So things like landscaping, things like cleaning, these are all businesses that can utilize what we're building. And ultimately, the connections is going to be what really allows this to happen because I'm learning a lot of the basic components to make sure that when I'm starting to work with clients, I can at least do the basics of each of the parts. And as I become more proficient and as I do more projects, the goal would be that we can use profits from previous projects to fund future projects, improving the quality for our site and building a team that we can really start to scale and put assets on chain relatively quickly. So that was a whole lot of words, but essentially what I'm trying to say is we need to make sure that we are being intentional to start, outreaching more. We've made calls for real estate, but the real estate was never the long-term goal. This was supposed to be a stepping stone. And so I do need to make sure that, for one, sending messages on Instagram, as Instagram's a great way to connect. And two, I need to make sure that I'm maintaining volume. Doing one or two random DMs a day is not enough. So we'll be getting on this. In addition to that, I need to start making short form content. I want to have steady short form content being uploaded onto my social pages by the end of this month. I want to start doing something once a day, just like we've been doing with the YouTube. And it's fairly simple. I did the first one from my bed after not sleeping for 2 days, looking pretty rough, and it is performing pretty decently. Last I checked, we crossed the 1,000 mark. And if we take a look again, we're sitting at 1,100, so it's picking up momentum. It's been gaining views throughout the day, but again, we need to make sure that we are plotting out content each day, and we need to just make sure that we're being smart and productive. Because today, albeit I didn't get any sleep last night, I didn't do a whole lot. I made content, I made posts, and that was about it for the most part. So my intention was to work on adding the artwork to the contracts today, but we did not end up getting to that. So that's something that we need to work on this week for sure, given it's really the last really big piece that we need to have down before starting to starting to really move and starting to attract clients. But after that, like I said, outreach and content, because my job is not going to just be connecting people, it's going to be educating people as well. And if we can build a big funnel of content that's constantly teaching people about the new technology that we're beginning to work with, not only is it going to inform people of what we're doing, but it's going to establish and build trust. So when people are starting to FOMO into the hype because now they're hearing that NFTs are coming back, essentially they'll be able to see that even through the quote unquote dark ages, albeit it wasn't like 2023 and whatnot. But now when people aren't talking about it, I'm still working towards, building my own projects, putting out content, and I'm not just going in for a quick money grab. So we've got our work cut out for us this week. We do need to get back on our habits. I've been saying this. The reason, I don't know, it's really strange because I've noticed there are people who are successful in business who do all the things that you would expect would be the wrong things. But because they do the right things in addition to, the partying, the women, the drugs, all the other stuff, they're able to still be productive. I don't know about the drugs, but I know there's plenty of people who are just completely off the wall when it comes to women, when it comes to even smoking, and they still do very well. So again, we need to focus on the actions that are going to lead us towards our goal. So for sure, spending the time on ChatGPT, just writing some prompts, because honestly, that's really our job. That's literally all our job is for the most part. It's pretty much just typing notes and then plugging them into ChatGPT and then taking what ChatGPT gives us, messing around with it, making sure it works. If it doesn't, troubleshooting, and if it does, continuing to the next step. It's honestly not all that hard. The consistency has always been my struggle for a while. So, I just need to keep at it. Obviously, we've been good with keeping our recordings going with our YouTube, but again, like I mentioned, integrating short form content, being aware of the reach that platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels has, I think that can do well for garnering more attention and ultimately building a brand that people can trust going into business to work on Web3 projects. So, like I mentioned, short video today. Lord knows I need some sleep. But with that being said, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.